We are Red Shoe Savvy. Conversations, stories, and know-how for women starting and growing businesses. Between us, we've been there and done it. Adapted, adjusted, learned. Now we're sharing what we know with you. Fulfill your purpose. Thrive in your business. Join the conversation. Welcome to this conversation with Red Shoe Savvy. I'm Patricia Lambert, and I'm here today with Priya Bains. Priya has a PhD in industrial organizational psychology. She has a wealth of experience working with people. And so we're here talking really about the systems and processes that Priya has come up with to help her clients, and we're going to share some of those with you so that you get an idea of what you might be thinking about as you're starting or growing your business. So Priya, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. At Virtual Freedom Consulting, you speak about 4 different elements of thought processes and action processes for individuals who are wanting to figure out what they're going to do with their business life. And the first one that you talk about is focus. Lots of people talk about focus. It gets very fuzzy focus, right? We all define it differently. How do you use it, and how do you encourage other people to engage in actions that lead to focus?
What are those things that we're really passionate about? What are those things that really light us up? Because so many times we'll see business owners, more often coaches and experts and service providers that have difficulty articulating what they're doing. And so they'll say, I'm a healer, and it's like, well, there's 1,000 healers out there, or, just I'm a life coach. Again, there's so many life coaches, there's so many business coaches, and this process helps pull out those core things that maybe you're interested in social responsibility, or maybe you're really interested in the commerce side of things, or the beauty side of things, and really bringing personality into it. So there's a sense of this picture of who am I? So this who piece and this authenticity and who am I is this big high level part.
Let me just see if I can put a picture around that. One of the entrepreneurs that I had worked with a couple of years ago was a bookkeeper and an accountant. She was from a foreign country. She was working for her CPA here in Vancouver. And I said, there's 9 million. There's 9 million of you out there. Yeah. Why am I going to come to you? And who do you want to work with? When you get busy, who do you really want to work with? And she said, I've always found a value in environmental responsibility. And I said, okay, so you want to work, is it true? You want to work with people who also share that value. Yeah. Are there any other values that you want to share? And so when you're talking about this element of focus, that would be an example of how someone else worked through that.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm working with a client right now, and she was told to go into business coaching, and it just wasn't working. She wasn't feeling really good about it. But her thing is all about design and lifestyle and beauty, and she owns a beauty salon, so not really surprising. And so it's once we brought that out, then all of a sudden she's like, I'm so excited. I'm ready to do this. So it's pulling out that piece, because business coaching to her was dead.
Right. Boring.
Yeah.
Because she had no picture of who she wanted to work with and how she wanted to work with them.
Yes. So it's like once you pull out that thing, that passion, which isn't necessarily what you do, it's who you are. That's what brings out that uniqueness.
Could we say that it's really important for individuals who are starting businesses to know who they are?
Yes. Hugely important.
Okay, so knowing who you are, what makes you you, what you don't like, what you do like, why you do and don't like those things, and who you like to play with in the sandbox, and who you avoid altogether.
Yes, and you want to be really solid in that, because if you're in the coaching world, people will direct you in different ways. So one of the things that I heard many times when I started, you're too masculine. be more feminine, but it wasn't real. I couldn't do it. And it just made me feel really icky when I started out, because what I am is what I am. And learning to accept that and going in with strength makes us that much more powerful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And not listening to people who use acronyms or some kind of measurement or judgment to tell us who they think we are and how they think we are. Don't allow that to define us.
Yes.
Listen, but perhaps listen and make a choice about whether you ignore.
And it shows up when you're working with clients. It shows up. When we nail it, the eyes light up. When we're off, there's resistance, the body's closed, it's not lining up. So it's, as a coach, it's hearing those things and seeing those things and feeling. Because once you hit it, the person you're working with, they're lit up. And I use that as my guide. Is if they're not lit up, I haven't hit on it. I have more work to do. Mm-hmm. So that's like the big part of focus. Like, who are we? What are we about? And then the second part of focus is really those intermediate goals. So you can have a personal vision that's tied to who you are. And then we start breaking that down into your business vision. And breaking the business vision so you can do your 1 year, 3 year, 5 year goals. Some people don't know what their 5 year goal is, right?
Most people don't even know what a goal is. And if people who are listening are in that space and time, you're in really good company. Defining goals is very different because it requires us to identify what we want. And we're not conditioned, many of us are not conditioned to say, I want this. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's that personal vision, is this the big I want this, and allowing ourselves to get greedy and free ourselves and, do things that we wouldn't otherwise do, to just allow ourselves to open up to what is possible. Because it's like living a life that you say, well, I can live with a 450 square foot apartment. Well, a lot of us can live with a 450 square foot apartment. But are you excited to work your butt off, stay up late, hustle, find your clients, create content for a 450 square foot apartment? If it doesn't light you up, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's so true, because so many times when I've worked with entrepreneurs and we're talking about goals, and I say, well, okay, what do you want from a year from now? And they say, well, I only need this and I only need that, and only comes in, or just, or all of those diminishing words that lower our sense of worth, lower our sense of involvement in what we're doing, because we can really get by. So what you're saying is that owning a business is not about getting by.
Yes.
Owning a business is about achieving and superseding the things that you say that you want to have in your life, personal, business, whatever.
You want to get by, you can go to corporate, you can get a job.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more consistent, it's reliable, it's safer, it's going to give you security. If you're going to give up your security, you're going to take a huge risk, go for it big time, or don't go for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I know some people might not want to hear about that, but it's truth.
It is true. It is true. There is a risk to having a business. There's no doubt about that. Mm-hmm. There are rewards as well. And each one of us has to make choices about whether the risks and the rewards are in a balance that enables us to engage in all of this.
And you nailed it with that. It's the engagement. We have to set up a lifestyle, work, passions, they all have to line up so we're engaged, and we don't have to work all the time, but if we had to, it's got to be exciting enough so that we're willing to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having this conversation, and I hope we have many more as we move forward. And thank you so much for being part of this conversation. We believe at Red Shoe Savvy that belonging to the conversation enables you to belong in business, and that is our ultimate goal, that you are long in business. I'm Patricia Lambert for Red Shoe Savvy. Thank you very much for joining us. Bye-bye.